Alright guys, I want to share with you a very special watch indeed. The Omega Seamaster Professional 300 is a watch that many of us lust after, and it's one that I've actually owned in the past, but it was the model before this one, and it was the full black, the ceramic bezel and everything, but the 41 mil. This is the new, or 2018 release, 42 millimeter with the ceramic bezel. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've already watched like 50 other videos of this watch. All of them are pretty much great videos. This watch photographs well. The video quality of this watch is very good. And the wearability, I mean, it's one of those watches that I think if you were to do a pros and cons list and try to, quantify your decision-making via what the watch actually has, this one is going to come up on the top of the list in its price category, and usually even price category is much higher than what this watch is. So, and then on top of that, it's an Omega, and then on top of that, it's the Seamaster. So there's a lot of things, both common sense and emotion, that drives us to purchase these Omega Seamaster Professionals, and they're all valid. So big thanks to my buddy Marc Goldberg. This is his watch. He loaned it over to me so I could spend some time with it and decide if I wanted to buy one. So I'll put a link to Marc's channel in the description, probably his video of this watch, because that's how this all kind of started, really. I was watching his video a bunch of times of this watch, and I sent him a text message and I said, "Hey Marc, I appreciate you sending me, or doing videos of your watch and everything like that. I'm actually getting ready to pull the trigger on it." And he goes, "Well, hold on a second. Let me send you mine so you can wear it and check it out and confirm that." So that's a really cool thing to have in this hobby as a buddy system. Now, I don't expect this to work for everybody, but occasionally you'll make some very good friends that you'll have that opportunity to experience other watches without having to buy them first. So enough about all that story. So we are looking at a 42 millimeter case, 50 millimeter lug tip to lug tip, 13.5 thick, 20 millimeter lug width. Bracelet is non-tapering, 20 millimeter. Excellent fold over milled out clasp with the quick adjust here. So you can just change it however you need to. There is a dive extension. So if you need a dive extension, you have one. But when you deploy it and when you put it back in, keep in mind that you have to, you see that little bar almost right there? See how it's tapered? You can't just plop it in like that. It's going to flop around. You have to get it to hook in like that and snap it in. So just be aware of that, because you can kind of get it in there, but it's not fully secure. So you have screw links, and they're on both sides. So there's going to be like a bar and then a loose screw or something like that. I'll let you know when I size one. This one came sized already for my wrist because Marc and I share about the same size wrist. So the other really cool thing about this new model, and probably one of the driving factors, among other things, for me to look at buying one, was the movement. And not only did they put an insane killer movement in there, it's also visible to the owner. So this is, of course, the caliber 8800, 8800, and it is a stellar new design from them, or newer design. It's being used in a bunch of different models, and I'll probably look at some of those in the future too. So this is Metis certified, which is beyond chronometer, and beats at 3.5 hertz with a 55-hour power reserve, and has insane good anti-magnetic properties. What is it, like 15,000 Gauss or something like that? And then of course you have all the materials, whether it's the sapphire crystal with the AR coating on top and bottom to make it almost seem like there's not even a crystal there, to the ceramic actual dial, or the applied indices, the ceramic bezel insert. I mean, this thing is just a home run at every aspect, everywhere you look. The lyre lugs, I love the case design of the Omegas. That's one of the big draws to the brand for me, has been just the overall case design on top of that, with all its history and everything. But it's one of those things that once you establish what you actually like in a watch, then it's hard to not see it like you always want to see it. So I've played around with some lesser expensive brands to try to get those, but it's more special when you have the Omega and their lyre lugs. So Helium escape valve up here. You can take it or leave it. I think after you own it for a little while or wear it for a little while, it kind of disappears. I am probably more in the camp of like, just get rid of the darn thing at this point. And I know for the longest time, I really didn't care one way or the other. But, I've seen renderings or pictures where it actually removed. And, you know, some people might say, well, then it's not a Seamaster. Well, I don't know. I think it would be nice to see them make one without it, and let me be the judge of it. So a little bit different profile here with the crown guards too, and then an excellent sized crown here, easy to operate, nice pop to it. You're going to be able to wind it and then set your time and everything like that. But really, once you get this thing set up, other than, you know, adjusting your date change, you know, from 30 to 31 day months, you're pretty much not going to have to mess with that. This thing keeps insane timekeeping. 120 click bezel. That's another thing that is like far superior over the previous model. I remember when I owned it, the bezel action was not great. And there was like a lot of play in it, like from the pushing from the top down, up and down like that. You could see it like click, 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 up, down, up, down. This new model is tight. Everything works great on it. So let me pop this on wrist so you can get a look at that. So there it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Try to give you a little bit further away perspective because, you know, it is a 42 by 50 watch, so it's on the larger side of things for a lot of people. And that was one of the main things I was fearful of. Was it really going to work for me if I wanted to like buy one of these and wear it more often than not? And I have to say, ever since Marc loaned this over, I've been wearing it nonstop for like a week, and this is an everyday watch. You could wear this watch every day if you have a wrist size my size. That's the way I feel about it anyway. So, and then of course they also have a rubber strap. I'm gonna, you know, if I get one, I'm going to purchase that rubber strap as well. So that'll be a nice addition in the summer. This is a total redesign. So I'm not going to compare really this one to the old one any more than I already have. But it is a totally different watch with a similar look and feel to it. I think that's pretty much the way to go about explaining it. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Marc for loaning this over. I'm going to close you out with a loom shot on this guy, but there will be some more videos coming up. So they also have a dual loom on this. As you can see, maxi indices on this dial is just, so a really nice cool blue colored for most of it. And then you can see on the hour hand, it's blue, and then on the minute hand it's green, and then you have the green pip up there on the dive bezel. So excellent loom. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next vid. Thanks.